be the same kind of principle. Like first day will be spawn as many colonists in as you can. And then we'll start going for research and resources and stuff like that again. So yeah, I don't know if I can do it because we barely pulled it off last time. And then it would be on a harder difficulty, so I'm kind of hoping we get stronger raids. And that mech battle we had was insane. That nearly demobilized the colony anyway. And we also had a starvation event with that as well. So yeah, anything could happen. Realistically, it might even fail. I don't know, you know. So I'm having a blast. What was it? Ruining the fun for others while skipping the grind in War Thunder at the same time. Terrible, Keelon. No, it's fine. What's that? I can't remember 300 people IRL. I don't know how you remember 300 virtual people. It's just 3 years of spending time with a lot of these colonists. Like, some of them are my original colonists that I spawned in with. Some of them I've had for a very long time. Like, for instance, Nitro is the first colonist that chose to join us. Bren, Red, White, they are also some of the oldest colonists. They've just been here for the longest. So, like, Red has a lot of, I think, construction. If I check it onto name, I go look for Red. I think he's construction. He's either construction or he's like fucking like, I don't know, smithing or some shit. But Bren's an old one as well. Hold on, I might have gone past my R's. Where are you, Red? Red has, yeah, a shit ton of crafting. So, like, not 100% on that, but he does shit. He's been here a long time. Esme was from the first location as well. We had to do a whole thing where we had to go get her a spine because we broke her spine in battle taking her. So, yeah. Like, there's certain people, like Rose always runs wild. She loves the animals. And she is forever just running wild. Like, whenever her mental breaks happen, that's what she does. Turk has no medical privileges because he's just gone berserk too many times. So unless somebody manually tends to him, he doesn't get tended to. Same with Farrell and McJolly. They're also, like, McJolly's from, like, first location guaranteed. I don't know about Turk and Farrell. I think they're at least somewhere between 1 and 2. But, like, I also struggle with, like, names and faces in, like, real life. But, like, in this game, it's not so much about names and faces. It's about, like, I need to do a certain task, like shooting. Sky's a good shooter. I know that. Cypress does do medical stuff, you know. He also does construction and some other crap too. But, like, what I use them for is what I remember them for, kind of thing. So sometimes I'll find somebody and I'll be like, this person's a good gunner, like Shadow, you know. Or Farrell does, you know, gardening, but he's slow, so I don't tend to use them much because he's going to have a mental break and shit. I also, like, you may hear me also say, like, he, she and stuff interchangeably. It's fine. It's just, at this point, I'll click on somebody and I'm like, I just don't assume. It's just default. Like, I tend to default to, like, masculine words and stuff. So, like, if you see me click on somebody and they're a female and I've called him a he and stuff, don't take that shit personally. It's the default kind of wording that I use. Kit Kat Love, what are you out here doing? You're in the caravan. Why do we not have... We have the medicine. So you guys have all your resources. I'm gonna say... See if you'll remove it. Okay, it's gonna let me remove shit this time. Interesting. Can I... It allowed me to remove the medicine, but... Yeah, go back. It allowed me to remove the medicine, but I want to grab a colonist, like... Kit Kat, I know you're in this. And I want to see if I can get you to load that and see if that triggers them to leave. Maybe not. They may be waiting to, like, sleep. I don't know. But it won't matter if they leave without medicine, because I have a transport pod going to them, you know. Else, I kept coming back and pouring more lenses in. Yeah, we kept losing some because, like, a few of them would get stuck in traps, or they'd walk outside or have mental breaks. especially when we had like a reasonable amount of mental breaks happening in that particular like week. We lost like a fair few people to that, but I also did just want like a whole shit ton of colonists too. Brad, where are you going off to? I'll get you back in here as well at some point. Yeah, what else? There was a recent event where players were able to get 2 massive planes. Anyone who dared to fly them ends up being free meal for players that have the right tools for the hunt. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm looking. Have a mouthful stream. They do too. While people are still trying to play plane in question. Terrible. That's a face blindness that I have. It takes me ages to put name to face. Even if somebody like goes out of their way to like let me know their name like multiple times, I'm just so like fucking unsure of it. Then I'm like, I'm not 100% sure. Like I do so much better with like usernames and gamer tags and, you know, internet handles and stuff like that than I do with like people's like IRL names and stuff. But like names and faces, I'm not that good with. But I don't know. Like I said, like in RimWorld, it's more about like I'll normally be like, oh, I need to do planting, and then I'll see like a specific colonist walk past, and I'm like, I've used you for this before, so I'll use you for this again. Like, I also kind of roughly know who my psychopaths are in this colony as well, because they'll do tantrums a lot, and I'll have to go and like deal with that and stuff. Like, I also know of a couple of people in like relationship situations where I've got to kind of like babysit them because of it and stuff. Yeah, all sorts of stuff, you know. It's a 87 stream streak. Nice, Keelan. You'll get that back up. I'm sure there's a few people that have still got like really insanely high ones, but I assume like a lot of people lost their stream streak the other week when I had that kind of like fuck around week where I missed a few days. Although it'd be kind of weird having like all 5 days next week and all 5 days be 8 hours. That's gonna be wild. What else? Is that the huntsman? Is it Aureus Hawk? No clue. Actually, hold on. Huntsman was just up here. They may have gone to bed. Hold up, let's go find out. I've got the real Tyrann's character as well. H. I just see Huntsman as a spider, honestly. That's how I see it. Yeah. Yeah, it's Aureus Hawk. I don't know who that's supposed to be in real life, if that's somebody special, but they were briefly married to my best mate, Grim, for a while, which I thought was hilarious because I see Huntsman as a spider, not as like a woodsman type thing. And my mate, Grim, cannot stand spiders, so his relationship was really toxic with that. Now he's dating a kangaroo, so it's a little bit better, you know. Mortal Smurfs, mortal enemy. Oh yeah. I find it funny that like I now know like a whole bunch of other RimWorld streamers and shit, because I actually get people commenting on my videos and stuff on YouTube where they say, like, somebody's like, oh, I'd love to listen to somebody that's got like this specific type of like calm, like just talking sort of thing or whatever, or like has a calm voice or something like that. And I'll see like all these recommendations for like all these other streamers and stuff. Are you guys leaving? You guys are. All right, let me save that shit. Once you guys have a tantrum at the door, it will get the fuck out. So I gotta go, but really nice to meet you. Bye-bye. No worries. I'm normally streaming this on Tuesdays. This is Tuesday for me, so yeah. Next week's gonna be a crazy event with RimWorld, so if you want to come check that out, go for it. But yeah, it was nice meeting you. And yeah, as always, I'll be here. 38 tattered apparel, medical treatment needed on Turk. Let's see. I think Rabbit can do some medical. Yeah, you can. Can I get you to just tend to Turk without medicine? I don't know what his issue is. He's got what? Human fists, bruises. Theoretically, those aren't even bleeding or anything, so yeah. There's a couple of people here that just don't have medical privileges because they've tantrumed too many times or like gone berserk or mental breaks or whatever, right? So they're on like the no medicine list. and they will eventually die. But my god, have they lasted a long time. Like, McJolly has been on the death list since our second base location. Farrell has been on it, I think, since our first location. Skiz has been on it since our first location. It is wild to see how long they've lasted. Out of interest, this is our fourth location. So within the first year, these people were dying and they're still alive. So, you know, really kudos to them for their like long efforts here. After you've tended to him, not you, you go lay back down. I was trying to get Rabbit because Rabbit's got the thrumbo attached to him. And where is this caravan? We look like we've got the... We look like we picked up the fucking corn. Roll, mate. When you wake up, you've only got a 6. I don't think 6 can do corn. I think you can, but it's slow. I don't know if you're going on this caravan or not. Where are... it could be glitched. I do have some glitches. They may choose not to leave. Although there is one like yak asleep, which, I mean, I could wake them up by shooting into the area. That would also work. But I don't think it's necessarily like I've got like 3 or 4 yaks asleep. Maybe they'll go in the morning. If they don't, then the caravan is stuck, because sometimes my caravan won't leave and sometimes it, yeah, I don't have choices about these. If it wants 2 more medicine, I would say it's already packed, but let's go say, can you load... I don't want all the medicine in there. Clear your prioritized work. Load medicine into caravan. Try putting 2 in. 15's fine, I guess that's fine. Just see if that will work. See if that will counteract that, because I think I've got a mixed bag of people that are awake during the day and awake at night. And if I could solve the issue with the 2 things that I've removed and re-added, if they just want me to add more to leave, then we'll do that and we'll leave. If that doesn't solve the problem, I'll probably have to cancel forming the caravan and restart forming the caravan, because I think we're doing this for a quest that's only got like 20 days, and I want those resurrected mech serums. We're not fucking around. So yeah, there's no like waiting until the last day kind of thing. Plus, I also really don't want them traveling in winter outside if I can avoid it. So, oh yeah. Let's go get... Who's in the area? Who's in the area and who's awake? Labia's right there. Labia, love. Can you go and... When I can find who does the trading, go trade with them. Yeah, Sepone ruined several of his runs. I can't imagine how, because like, mind you, I guess if you're playing on like a no pause situation, no save reload kind of stuff, a lot of shit can happen. I save and reload because I've learned that like different outcomes come like battles and stuff like that. So sometimes it's interesting just to see what my other options could be. And then there's also times where like original colonists die and I'm like, no, you fucking don't. Like in this colony, you pretty much don't get to die your way out of this colony, which is why I'm off to get resurrected mech serums, you know? I also need them specifically to make sure that there's a couple of like specific original colonists actually stay alive, ideally. I saw Seahorse go to eat, and I don't know. Finch is no longer wandering in a psychotic state. That's fine. I was just wondering, I'm pretty sure I told you to put extra medicine in here, and you have. Okay, so they're not registering that, which means that that is glitched. I did see Seahorse go and eat, which means that they might be, maybe. If I see a whole bunch of colonists go to eat that are in this caravan, they might be getting ready to go, because they'll normally like eat something, then jump in the caravan and leave. And I see several of the colonists that are going on this caravan are eating. Where are you guys going? Some of you look like you're going off to sleep. If you guys are going off to sleep, I think I'll pull it here because I have got stuff in my caravan, or I can set up an alternate caravan with the view that one of them will leave, you know. Ideally this one has like the gunners, but I can set up a second pack. I'll grab your roosters, your chickens, dromedaries, chocolate, meat, any amount of meats. I will have to make sure we brought the meat in. I have a lot of those for the moment. I do want more components always. I could do with more cloth to make more medicine. I didn't buy that last time and I should have. I have a lot of steel at the minute. I don't need extra books. I literally just don't have somewhere to put them right now, so I don't want to buy extra books. I don't need beer. We could sell you some more clothes because my people have been busy making some more clothes, which means somebody's removed some more. We've still got 38 tattered apparel, so I mean, I could see about selling them just like a metric fuck ton of clothing. I don't want to sell the top couple of chairs that I've got because they're for my kitchen spare stuff. I'll sell you that, and I'll start down the bottom of the list for clothing. We'll work our way up because I'm seeing a lot of talks being made and not a lot of people swapping over to them, which is fine. But I got to make room for my people to make new clothing so that we can swap that over. That's perfect. Do that, and wherever the fuck you are, it should be all the way up the top. This is the only problem with putting this fence out here, honestly, is that my traders don't come into like the center area. They stay outside of here, and I hate that. But I also haven't really had like an external fence, so only because we have like the animals and they need to be penned now. Back in like 3.1 and before that, you didn't need a fence, so it was fine. I could just like let my animals like free roam everywhere and I didn't need a fence, which meant that my traders could come all the way in. Shit's changed and stuff doesn't get to come all the way in. I have a timber wolf lurking around too. Alright. Well, let me set up a second caravan in case this one is glitched. If they leave, I'll cancel the second caravan, whichever one goes, okay? So I have 22 colonists in here. I have let's see, we've got Barb. I saw Ocelot. I think I had most of the people that don't do anything. Nick, Kit Kat, Bernard. They are all gunners, but they also do... I have medical and I have people that can chop plants because I was going to bring back a shit ton of like berries, medical, wood, animals, all that sort of stuff. Whatever I could come back with was going to be extra shit. So... we'll set up an extra caravan because I know I've got enough gunners. I only have like, you know, a very small amount of people that can do gunning well, and they're in that first caravan. But if I had to say, well, this is probably not the best one. Cat can do shooting. Lola can do shooting to an extent. Ton will probably have a tantrum. Chase is not a good one. Delicious will die on his own accord. Like, he doesn't have to do anything. He'll just die. Mitz is an okay shooter. Wondervust is actually pretty good. I was leaving a good amount of decent fighters here. Gosha's okay. Bee's good. Octopus is normally hunting stuff here. I'm gonna have to grab some extra people. Takuma can go. Mo also does mining, so I sort of super don't need that, but it's fine. Salinus is a really good shot, but they were in hospital, so I couldn't put them on at Cricket's also really good. Deadlift doesn't usually do much, but if he wants to go on the caravan, he can go on the caravan. Luxembourg, Valso, I'm gonna need a couple of medics. Tadashi can go in there. Mal has mental breaks, but is a great shooter. Seal's also a really great shooter, so they can go in there. I think I got enough gunners. Sorry can go. So I've got like a half bag of like really good and really shit. I want kangaroo for plants. I need a doctor. So I need somebody that's a dedicated doctor, preferably. Who can I put in there? Grasshopper can go. Grasshopper does cooking, but Grasshopper does medical and plants, so that'd be good. Who the fuck else can I send? McJolly wouldn't be useful. Baikal wouldn't be useful. Campbell does more like smithing shit, so no. Mole would be good, but Mole's needed here. Who the fuck else can I send with you? I have a doctor. I would like to have technically 2. Johnson never does anything. He could go in the caravan. Sasha's more like mining. Cody, let's see, Jet. Jet can do some stuff. Jet does more like cooking. So I don't really want to send them. Nerona, Dinosaur. Who the fuck else have I got in here? Dodsworth can do a lot. Just like E, and Chimpanzee can also do a fair bit too. I would say throw Dodsworth in because Dodsworth is also a gunner. So that would be fine. And I'll throw in Ram for some extra plant cutting. I should be able to get, a lot of them should be able to do hunting because they are also gunners and stuff. There's the other kangaroo. So you're not in it either. Fuck it, I'll shove you in there as well. One of them's a gunner, one of them's a plant cutter. That should be enough gunners. Now let's get you guys some animals. The yaks were mostly already preoccupado, but I don't want to send the pregnant ones out if I can. Not that that's any issue, they'll just have their babies on the way out and shit, and I don't really want to deal with that capacity. So I'd rather just grab a couple that don't have it. And they'll probably be males, honestly, which is fine. Maybe a couple of horses, just to buff that up a bit. That's not quite the capacity that we have on the other one, but this is fine. Now, food and shit, medicine's fine-ish. I don't want all of the medicine in this. I apparently only have 3 herbal, which is probably true. I'm not really growing it at the moment. I do need to grow it. Rice is fine. Packaged survival meals, I'd rather you guys have about 100 if you could. Simple meals, if you could take like 20. Okay, they've got about 4 days worth of food, which isn't too great, isn't too bad. I would like them to take some silver in this because I've had both the traders rock up and I don't think I'm going to come across a trader, but I would chuck about 2 grand of silver on it just in case they go. Make that caravan. Now, I only want 1 of these 2 caravans to go. If the caravan I already have made is glitched out, the one that I just made will go and this other one will stay here, okay? If this one that's already been made is not glitched out, it will leave and I'll cancel the other caravan, okay? That's how this is going to work. And once one of them leaves, I already have this packed up with food. I have additional food. I have some stuff to trade for this caravan that I can sell. This is also why they made like a whole bunch more clothing. So I've got like, I don't know where these extra packaged survival meals are, but there's like 2 more to load. I could launch it anyway, but I just must not have extra packaged survival meals. I've got 2 there. Anywho, it'll probably get packed or I can send it as is. It's got enough shit in it that it would work. So, you know, we have enough food, we have enough people. I'm still, at least for the caravan, is what I'm saying. And I'm gonna get a couple more people just out in the paddock, cutting down crops. Give me Pumpkin. Pumpkin hasn't been out here for a little bit. She's sleeping. I haven't been touching the hydroponics because they seem to have percentages and I want them to grow fully before I harvest them. So yeah, I will let my people kind of go around and naturally harvest those. Plus, anybody that's out here getting up extra skills with the plant cutting and the sowing of crops and stuff, they are going to end up having, you know, maybe enough to kind of work with the hydroponics and the more advanced crops like corn and stuff. Something's on fire, probably because I have a pyromaniac or a boomalope calf got born. It's always one of the 2 here. A hen has started to roam away. Well, it sounds like somebody hunted a boom rat near the fence. Let's go find out. Where's the fire? Boom rat probably. Where's the broken fence? Because I'm hearing there was a chicken roaming. Do I have... Oh no, it's one I bought. That's fine. Well, Esme's coming up here to get some stuff. Timberwolf Revenge should be fine. Timberwolf Revenge is fine. Leave you guys alone. Let's grab... You're gonna grab that. I'll grab Esme to come back up in a moment. Beaver's got dibs and Chimpanzee's got dibs. Okay, hold on. which chimpanzee is coming up for that, and which, there's beaver. You're gonna go cook survival meals. Okay. When you're done cooking that survival meal, I'll get you up here to bring all this down. Because my cooks are coming all the way up here to grab a piece of meat to take it down and like put it away basically. And it's a small waste of time, realistically. I might get you. Where are you going? You're going to rest. I'll leave you alone. What are you coming out to do? You're coming out to sow an area. That's not a bad idea. While you're here, sad wanderer, shooting frenzy. Sorry. I'll get you to just harvest some of these while you're up here because you're here. And this is a spot my animals can't get to. So if my colonists want to cook with potatoes, they'll probably come up here to grab this anyway. And it will give me time to see which chimpanzee is coming up for that pile of meat. I assume that they're cooking, which means it's probably chimpanzee butcher that's coming up to grab them. So as soon as I see him up in the area, I'll nick him to just take all the rest of them down if I can. I realize I should have gone up first with this, but this is something. I'll get the last couple of these. I also want them to replant the corn in the harvesting room because it's going to stay at a temperature. Let's get both of these. There's chimpanzee. Hey mate, can I get you to haul all of the squirrel meat in when you're done cooking that meal? Because that way I've learned that if I just have one person come back up here and do this for like 10, 20 times, right? Like literally the plus 10, right? They will eventually bring all of this in. At the point where they have too much and they inevitably stop, they'll just leave it be, kind of thing. They'll go on and they'll do something else. I'll get you to haul this in too because you're closer to it. Plus there's like 200-300 like stacks of meat kind of thing, so I'd rather them take that all inside now. Like it should stay out here like not really refrigerated, but it's not going to expire probably as fast because it's cooler temperature. And I've got to find somebody to bring in that chocolate too. Finch, mate, where are you going? You're cleaning trash. Can you haul? You can haul. Can I get you to bring that in? Somebody will probably be up here for the advanced components, but this won't hurt. And tackles, mate. I know you're deep drilling, but can I get you to bring this in instead? And I think we're good for the components. Like, they're not going to super expire out here, you know. And people will want those cloth to make medicine with. So we should be fine with that too. Now, do you have to tell them to go and get more crops? They should automatically be chopping down wood. I have some animals I just noticed on here to hunt. There's a turkey. We're still hunting that. This hasn't been planted, but this will probably die outside. I do want somebody to replant this. Right, mate, when you're done with that, can I get you to sow this whole area? Just come in here and like sow a bunch of corn. That way we have some. I'm going to tell him to like do like a whole bunch of individual little spots because sometimes they just don't do it. So I'd rather him do that, and we'll put these off that fire. Yes, the fire is indeed there. Speaking of, I kind of don't want them to have like the home zones be that far out, but I do need them to tackle it when it gets near the fence. So that's fine. Looks like our home zone's pretty clean. So, not like cleaned, I mean like the lineage is clean. What are you doing, Jackal? You're cleaning trash. You do plants. You do animals, that's fine. Stone does mining. Sloan does maybe plants? I don't think Sloan does plants. You're in the caravan. You're in a caravan, sorry. Which caravan are you in? There's 22. You're in a different caravan. There's 24 in one and 22 in the other. Honestly, if the 24 goes, it's not as equipped, but it can like still manage. Also, I saw Cat was in it, and I don't know if you're the cat that does medical. I think it's Kit that does medical. I know Kit Cat does do medical, but I've also got a Kit and a cat as well. And one of them does medical, and I always mix the two up. So Pumpkin's busy out here. Bowman, what are you doing? You're walking real slow. You're on a caravan, that's why. Right, Chicken Mate, I might get you down in this pile in a minute. I know you're up there harvesting rice, but also having two like caravans worth of animals kind of like bunched up together will mean that they're not kind of like roaming around on the bottom half of the map eating as much food. Like, I know my people are mostly just doing the crops in this center area, right? A lot of the time they don't get down to the bottom half of the map or the top half of the map to re-sow areas. And if I tell them to sow something, they'll usually only do like one spot, which kind of sucks. But sometimes if they start doing an area themselves, they'll just do the whole fucking area, which is really great. Let's see, hungry hitched animals. I bet that group are, because they've been hitched up for a couple of days. And once they start going down, because what will happen is the first caravan's worth of animals that are hitched up to that spot will get hungry and they will want to eat. They'll just start like going down. My people will start taking them over to medical bays and that caravan just won't be going out because this spot's got no food. So these animals are fucking hungry. They had food. They had enough food to make it a day or so ago. Not them, this group do. Although that little patch of rice there might grow up in time. Maybe. We'll see. They might get some grass there. But yeah, this area. I don't get many people down here